Hi, this presentation is going to cover the Ohio graduation requirements. So there are 3 areas for graduation that you must complete in order to qualify. There's the courses requirements, the competency requirements, and the readiness requirements. We'll be going into each of these in detail in this presentation. This first section, we're going to focus on the course requirements. So all Milford students must complete 4 years of English, 4 years of math, science, 3 years of science, 3 of social studies, a half a credit of health, and a half a credit of PE, and then 5 credits of electives. For the class of 2026, that's going to be 4.5 credits of electives and a half a credit of financial literacy, and that will continue for 2026 and beyond. For PE, students, that half credit is actually 2 semesters of physical education, or students can have a completed PE waiver. For certain courses, students will also need to complete the state end of course assessment that's automatically assigned. Those courses would be Algebra 1, Biology, English 10, Geometry, American History, and American Government. The second area we're going to take a look at is the competency. It's based on the Algebra 1 and English 2 state end of course exams. So for both of these, Algebra 1 and ELA 2, students need to score 684 or higher. What happens if they don't get a score of 684 or better? Students will retake the exam one time. If they still don't score competent, then they'll be assigned to an alternative competency option. So there are 3 different options. The state of Ohio has really, with their new graduation requirements, have tried to build in as much flexibility as possible to account for different student strengths and different student weaknesses. So these 3 alternative competency options are college, career, and military based. For college, students will either earn a remediation-free score on ACT, or they will complete and pass 2 college credit plus courses, 1 in math and 1 in English. For career competency, this is the one that Milford uses as our primary alternative option. So if a student is not passing the state end of course assessments, we will automatically assign them to a career competency program. And here at the high school, that's going to be a 12-point industry credential in hospitality and tourism called the Rise Up courses. And then also the students will complete the Ohio Means Jobs Readiness Seal. Like I said, that is an automatic assignment for students who are not meeting competency after their sophomore year. The military enlistment competency is demonstrated by submitting a DD Form 4, which is that enlistment contract. So students submit a copy of that to the counseling office, and then we will mark them as pursuing this alternative competency. So taking a look at the diploma seals, and this is where you'll see the state's emphasis on flexibility, and you'll see the state's emphasis on choice. So their students need 2 diploma seals to graduate. There are 12 options for the diploma seals. 9 of these are defined by the state of Ohio, and then 3 were defined by Milford. So students have to earn 2, and 1 of those must be from the Ohio defined seals. Here's a graph of all of the options for diploma seals. I do want to note and share this with you that of these seals, these 12, more than half are tracked and assigned by the counselors, so students are not doing anything extra to have the seal added to their transcript or to apply for it. In fact, 8 of the 9 Ohio seals are automatically reviewed for every student, usually once or twice a year, sometimes more, especially as they get closer to senior year. Most students are never going to apply to earn a seal. It's just going to be an automatic thing that happens when we do our reviews. There are a few, though, that students will need to submit documentation for, and those will be designated as we go through each seal. So how do you earn them? So for the science seal, the students can score proficient or higher on their biology end of course assessment, or they can earn a score of 2 or higher on any AP science exam, or they can earn a final course grade equivalent to B or higher in CCP, or they can earn a B or higher in an advanced science course here at the high school. So this is our most commonly earned diploma seal. About 91% of our students earn science. And again, this is something that's tracked automatically. Students don't need to do anything to get this seal. The citizenship seal is very similar to science, except that it is based on American history and American government courses. So students can score proficient or higher on both of those end of course assessments, or they can earn a 2 or higher on the AP exams for those courses, or a final course grade equivalent to B or higher in both classes taken through CCP or the high school. And students can combine any of those options. So a student could score proficient on their history test and then get a B in their government course, and that would give them the citizenship seal. College-ready students will get the ACT remediation-free scores or SAT remediation-free scores to earn that seal. And again, that is automatically tracked. So 2 of these will require some documentation. The Ohio Means Jobs Readiness Seal, we talked a little bit about under career competency, and same with industry recognized credential. So if a student is assigned to our career competency alternative option, they will automatically be earning 2 diploma seals, the Ohio Means Jobs and industry recognized credential. Ohio Means Jobs Readiness Seals earned by turning in a front and back paged form that is signed off by 3 mentors, and those mentors are basically just validating that a student has demonstrated work readiness skills. The skills that are on that form are things like professionalism, punctuality, communication, and those 3 mentors sign off saying that the student has those skills. The mentors do need to come from 2 different environments. So 1 or 2 mentors can be from school, but at least 1 has to be from outside of school, either a part-time job supervisor or a community mentor, or someone from, a mentor from church or from an extracurricular activity. We already went over what the industry recognized credential is, so we'll move on from there. I will say though that at Milford we offer that hospitality and tourism credential. If a student chooses to go to Great Oaks, they offer several different credentialing programs, from manufacturing credentials to health tech credentials, all different kinds of things. That military seal is a little bit different than the military competency. So students who choose military competency and turn in their DD Form 4 will get the military enlistment seal. But students also have the option for the diploma seal to do 2 years of JROTC while they're in high school, and that's tracked by the counselors. So if a student does 2 years of JROTC, they will be given that military diploma seal as well. So the 3 more Ohio diploma seals. We've got the honors diploma, which we're going to go into in detail in just a little bit, or in the honors diploma presentation. For the new honors diploma, the class of 2026 and beyond has some new things that they need to do, and we'll discuss that in that presentation. The state seal of biliteracy is something that the students must submit documentation for. They need to submit proficiency demonstrations for world language and English. There's a whole list of assessments students can choose from. So if you go to that link, you'll be able to see those. And then for technology, students can earn a 2 or higher on AP Computer Science exams here at the high school, or they can earn a grade equivalent to B or higher in any technology classes taken through College Credit Plus, or they can successfully complete a local technology course, and engineering design and development is the course here that meets that requirement. Counseling does track and assign technology seals. These are the 3 local diploma seals. Students have to submit documentation for all 3 of these. So for community service, students complete 15 hours of service. It has to be completed in 3 separate locations. It does not have to be evenly completed. You could do 10 hours at Matthew 25, and then 3 hours at Feed Our Flock, and 2 hours at the local elementary school, and that would be enough to meet that community service seal. Fine and performing arts is 3 years of participation in a school-sanctioned course. That'd be band, choir, visual arts, etc. And students participate in one sanctioned competition or activity, so the solo and ensemble performances, or maybe the art show, that would meet that fine and performing arts. Student engagement is 3 consecutive years of participation in a school-sanctioned club, sport, or activity. So that'd be like freshman, sophomore, and junior years. You participate in baseball, you get the student engagement seal. You need to submit documentation for it. OAKS students, so OAKS students who are in OAKS satellite programs or at the OAKS for programs are permitted to get the student engagement seal if they have 2 consecutive years of participation in a career technical student organization. So those are the 3 areas for Ohio's graduation requirements: the courses, competency, and readiness. Once students meet all 3, they will qualify for graduation. So now we're going to talk a little bit more in depth about the new honors diploma. So this falls underneath that readiness section of the graduation requirements. The honors diploma is a type of diploma seal. So in order to get the academic honors diploma, students have to meet all but one of the following criteria. So there are 8 areas of requirements. Students must meet 7 of them. The first area is math. Students have to have 4 credits of math. One of those must be higher than Algebra 2. Students have to have 4 years of science, 4 years of social studies. For world language, students must have either 3 sequential units of one language, so for example, Spanish 1, 2, and 3, or 2 sequential units of 2 different world languages. So for example, Spanish 1, Spanish 2, and then American Sign Language 1 and 2 would meet that qualification. GPA is 3.5 on a 4.0 scale, and that is unweighted. So 3.5 on a 4.0 scale. And then the ACT, SAT, students have to have a 27 or higher on the ACT or a score of 1280 or higher on the SAT. The seals requirement is that students must earn at least 4 diploma seals, not including the honors diploma seal. So that would be, instead of just earning 2 for graduation, students must earn 4, and then plus the honors diploma seal. And then the last area, area 8, is experiential learning, and students can meet that area through either a field experience, the Ohio Means Jobs Readiness Seal, portfolio, or work-based learning. So students can only use Ohio Means Jobs Readiness Seal in one area. Either they can use it for the seals requirement or they can use it for experiential learning. They cannot use it for both. There's also something called a student strength demonstration, and this is another great example of how the state is promoting flexibility and choice for students. So if needed, so if for some reason a student has only met 6 of the areas, and one of the areas that they're missing is world language, GPA, or ACT or SAT, then the student can do a student strength demonstration replacement. So with the student strength demonstration, students would either need 12 hours of CCP credit or 3 AP exams with a score of 3 or higher, or a completion of 12 credits of career technical education, or a completed apprenticeship, or a 6 or better in all the subjects on work keys, or a score of 50 or better on the ASVAB, or 250 total hours of work-based learning. Some of these are not likely to be completed through Milford. CTAG courses are not really offered here. Official work-based learning is not really offered here. But a student could easily do 12 CCP hours or 3 AP exams, or work keys if they wanted to complete a student strengths demonstration. So a little bit more about Area 8, that experiential learning. So a field experience could be pretty much anything outside of the school day that is going to give students exposure and experience with a career field. This could be an internship, an apprenticeship, volunteer work, mentoring, maybe a summer program. That would be the actual field experience. And then to document that, students would turn in the work study application and a reflection journal. So the work study application would let the counseling department know that the student's pursuing a field experience. And then as a part of that, they submit the Ohio Means Jobs Readiness Seal and a reflection journal and a log of hours. And those things would then let the student qualify for the field experience. The Ohio Means Jobs Readiness Seal is also underneath experiential learning. We talked about how that's underneath the diploma seals for graduation. As a part of our work study requirements, students are required to complete the Ohio Means Jobs Readiness Seal verification form. So they could also do that for part-time work that's unrelated to a field experience. Basically, if a student's going to go for experiential learning for the honors diploma and they complete a field experience, they will also be earning an extra diploma seal. Or they could just complete the Ohio Means Jobs Readiness Seal instead of doing the work study and reflection journal, and the Ohio Means Jobs Readiness Seal would meet that area as well. If you choose to do it that way, that OMJ Readiness Seal couldn't be applied to your Area 7. Let's look at some examples. So this is a student who has completed their math, has 4 years of science, has 4 years of social studies, 3 years of Spanish. Their GPA is 3.75, ACT is 28. They've earned science and citizenship diploma seals, and they've also submitted documentation to earn community service and engagement seal, but they have not done the experiential learning. However, they've met 7 out of the 8. So the student has earned their honors diploma. Example 2, this is a student who's completed math, has 4 years of science, 4 years of social studies. They do only have 2 years of Spanish. Their GPA is 3.2. ACT is 28. They've earned science, citizenship, community service, and engagement diploma seals. But they have also earned the Ohio Means Jobs Readiness Seal, so they've completed their experiential learning that way. However, they've only earned 6 of the 8 areas, which means that they have not earned the diploma seal. Now we'll take that same student, except that instead of doing 3 years of Spanish, the student took some extra APs, and they've completed 3 AP exams with a score of 3 or higher. And that is the example of a student strength demonstration. So they've completed that. They've taken care of they've replaced world language with this student strength demonstration, and now they've met 7 out of the 8 areas, and they've earned their honors diploma. There are also a couple of different types of honors diplomas. The one that we just went over is the academic honors diploma, but there are also career tech, STEM, arts, social science, and civic engagement honors diplomas. Students must choose one. They cannot have more than one type of honors diploma, so you can either have an academic or a STEM. You can't have both. Most of the requirements are the same. We're not going to go into all of those details. I will have a link for you to go to the website to see what the other honors diplomas require. But one of the differences that you'll see is experiential learning is an area for all honors diplomas. The difference is for these other honors diplomas, it has to be related to the type of honors diploma. So if you're doing a STEM honors diploma, your experiential learning has to be in that science, technology, engineering, math realm. Same with arts. So, for example, for the arts honors diploma, I've had a student who participated in a couple of different theater shows and performances. They were doing actually behind the scenes work, stagehand work for those shows, and that was their experiential learning for the arts honors diploma. For STEM, I've had students participate in internships with P&G and do mentoring with someone in the science or math fields, do regular mentoring with them to learn more about that field. So those are some examples of experiential learning that would be specific to the type of diploma. If you have questions, feel free to reach out to the counseling office. You can scan this barcode here, and that will take you to our main page of our counseling website, which has all of our names and email addresses, and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. Thanks for watching, and I hope this was helpful.